I was making I was completing the videos in the night, and I think at around 4 o'clock or 5 in the morning, as I was uploading this video about Dubai, I got this message from one of my YouTube followers that this basketball player, Kobe, what's his second name, Bryant or Byron, Kobe, whatever, this guy died. Okay, now first and foremost is I'm not a basketball fan, or I don't follow basketball. I've seen basketball, I've known about it during my school days, and yes, my knowledge is limited to whatever they used to do in school, and Michael Jordan, Nike Air shoes, and seeing those are Indian wannabe NBA players showing off their shoes, thinking they are the next Michael Jordan. Okay, so that's as far as I know basketball. And my cousin was a basketball player in the national team, so I know the intensity. I kind of know how much of hard work they put. But this guy Kobe, I've seen him because he's a very iconic personality. He's a very powerful brand. He was as well known as Michael Jordan. Now, I don't know his history, I don't know anything, but I do know that he's an icon, a kind of legend of the sport. But even though I do not know him as a fan or whatever, I was absolutely shocked to know that he died. At first, when I got this news link that Kobe is dead, I thought it was one of those hoax, like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is dead, or some of these celebrities, they say they died. So I thought it was another one of those hoax forwarded to these people because this guy died. Like, it's pretty common to receive these JPEG images, Rock is dead. Okay, so I was like, okay, this is another one of the bullshit. But then I checked the source, and then when I did a quick Google search, I found out that it was updated on all the major news sites. So when it's mentioned on major news sites, for a fact it's not false, it's true. So I was absolutely shocked. The first thing I did was obviously update the people who follow me on social media. I shared it with the groups. But I'll tell you, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And then on top of that, when I shared it with other group members, and especially my online gaming community members, they said that he had 4 daughters, 4 daughters, I think. And they died. And then, as I was checking the news feed, I found out that one of his daughters died, age 13. Now, I'm not going to go on a philosophical tangent saying that, life is too short and hug your family and love them. And I'm not going to start lecturing you on words of wisdom, okay? But I will give you my thoughts. I'll give you my thoughts about what went through my mind when I heard that he died. Yeah, first is this kind of sadness that it's like, even though I didn't know him, even though I don't follow basketball, even though I'm not a fan of basketball, whatever, I always, it's his image is kind of etched into your mind. And then you realize, like, oh goodness, someone who I knew died. And then you begin to think, like, it can happen to anyone. Say, I'll tell you very honestly, I've always lived my life as if I'm going to die today, okay? Every single day I live as if I'm going to die today. That's why My wife is very well aware of my passwords. She has specific instructions what to do if I'm dead and how to move on. I've told her what to do with my books, website, everything else. And the reason for this is because 2011 I tried to commit suicide. Then I had the surgery, bariatric surgery, where there was a percentage, 1 to 4%, that people can have complications and die. So at every step of the way, I was prepared that I would die. Even today, as I'm walking, you might find this funny. You can see these trees, okay? People have died by a coconut falling on your head. So life is so bloody crazy, man. But it's not the fact of you dying. It's the fact that someone you love might die. That is why, very early on in my life, I decided that I wouldn't work for the corporate world. I would work for myself and earn more with less time, but at the same time have more free time, because life is not just about working. Life is not just about, slogging your ass to pay your bills or just running to make money, Life is not just that. There's more to life than sometimes when I think of people who get up in the morning like a mechanical robot, drive, rush off, have a shower, drink coffee, then run to the car, then immediately start the car, zoom out because they don't want to bump into traffic, zoom all the way, then somehow they get stuck in traffic, go all the way to work, run up, try to find a parking, run up the office, take your coffee, sit on the desk, put on the computer, sit there, check the mails. Before you know it, there's a meeting. After the meeting, okay, one meeting, second meeting, start calling customers. Then there is lunch, you grab a sandwich. Then after the sandwich, you again go back to work. It's afternoon, you meet clients again. And by the time it's 4, have tea. Then again, go and meet clients, and you have to start winding things down. And by the time your brain is already switched over to, I need to go back home before the traffic blows out of proportion, and then you plan out, okay, I'll buy the groceries on the way, or do this, do that on the way. Then you're driving all the way back home in the traffic. By the time you reach home, you're dead exhausted. Either you go to the gym or you sit at home and spend some time doing something that you like, and spend time with your family. And before you know it, the day is nearly over. You plan out for the next day and you repeat. You go to sleep and repeat the same thing all over again and again and again and again, where you just become like a mechanical, like a robot, kind of a rat who gets up, goes stick the cheese and comes back. Every single fucking day you do that again and again and again. So at some point I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to live this fucking life this way. And that also, the worst part is, you do all this for all these years. For what? To save money for a house that you build, or a loan that you took for a house. And you're building this house so that you can stay in it when you're old. It's like you spend the best years of your life working like a dog, only to have the last days of your life relaxing. What the fuck is that? And here's where, this is where this incident comes in. What if you saved all the money, did all this thing, and you died before you could even retire? See, Kobe must have lived a fulfilled life. Did what he wanted, had his money, had his family. Only thing was, maybe he was trying business ventures. But he worked for himself. Yes, it was a sport. Yes, it was an association, but he was a known brand. The problem with most people is, you work for someone else, and one fine day if they remove you, you are going around pillar to post as an old man, begging for an opportunity to work. Everything that you did, you worked for, is all gone. I don't know, man. That was the first thought in my fucking head. And I keep reminding my wife about it. I tell her how lucky she is. The second thing that went through my mind was, It's it's like, yeah, it's this. You live today, you die tomorrow. Just be happy, man. Just fucking be happy. Now, I'll give you an example. Now, my wife, I'm staying in Thailand, okay? My wife is this rice farmer girl, simple girl. And lately you must have heard about this coronavirus, okay? All of a sudden, every fucking person on the planet is talking about coronavirus. In my WhatsApp groups, there is coronavirus. In the Facebook group, coronavirus. People are emailing me about coronavirus. Then my wife is talking about it. On Facebook feed there is. Then there are people who like to put fuel to fire. Oh, this Chinese girl ate this bat. They show this bat with teeth and a hole. Oh, that's how you got coronavirus. Oh, this Chinese man ate this wriggly little worm. That's how he got coronavirus. Oh, this Chinese ate a baby. If you go to Seoul Times or something, they show him eating a dead baby, a fetus. The problem is, people never use their brains. They can be taken for a ride easily. It's like you live in a world where the majority are idiots. People believe that when there's a huge, massive crowd of people and they believe in one thing, that's right. That's how they say, oh, you think religion is stupid, then why so many people believe? Well, when Hitler was fucking killing Jews, how many Germans? You just have to look at the images. Hitler got the loyalty of the whole fucking nation of millions, hundreds of millions of people. So, stupidity is followed in large numbers. Just because majority believe it doesn't make it right. Slavery was widely accepted, doesn't make it right. There are a lot of people in some countries, like Arab Muslim countries, who believe stoning a woman to death for adultery is right, but not the man. So does that make it right? Islam believes that, gay people should be killed because it's going against God. So does that make it right? Because billions believe it. So now my wife is talking about coronavirus and everyone's talking about it. I just use common sense. Ask yourself, what is the population? Population is 7 billion, okay? Okay, in 7 billion, how many people have got the virus? Okay, maybe 700. So 700, 7,000, 70,000, 700,000, 7 million, 70 million, 700 million, then 7 billion. So is it 10% of 7 billion? No. Is it 100th? No. 1,000th? No. 1/10,000th of it? No. 100,000th of it? No. 1,000,000th of it? No. 10 millionth of it? No. 100 millionth of it? No. I mean, come on, man. I reminded my wife that the chances of me dying out of an accident in Samui, I stay in Samui, is far more greater than dying of the virus. Because in Samui, every day there are 2 accidents. And every alternate day or every 3 days, 1 death is reported on the roads of Thailand. Thailand has the most dangerous roads in the world. Me and my wife and my kid would die most probably by an accident. Far more than any virus. In fact, the chance of me dying from a coconut falling up on my head is greater than the coronavirus. My wife was like, I told her, let's go to Burger King, spend some time. Oh no, let's not go where Chinese people come. So, I think people need to put things into perspective. Living a life with fear that, oh, I might get a virus, that doesn't mean that, okay, you take the car and you start speeding at, 100 miles an hour fearlessly. No. Take calculated risks, but at least use common sense. It's just, I think 40 people have died out of corona in a population of 7 billion. You should be more worried about accidents. You should be more worried about heart disease, diabetes, unhealthy living. Those are the things you should be worried about. But nobody gives a fuck about it. People eat sugar. People abuse their body. They smoke, they drink. You'll die out of that. Then coronavirus. And now you see, Kobe Bryant or whatever. This guy died out of what? The least expected thing, a fucking helicopter accident. I'm pretty sure they double check, triple check. I mean, a helicopter accident. Sorry, a helicopter before taking off. Still. So, the point I'm trying to make, which I'm trying to make you understand is, you know, don't think that you're going to live forever. Don't live as if you're guaranteed to live forever. Like, oh, this earthquake takes place there, not here. Oh, this guy got shot dead. Oh, there. It doesn't happen to me. Oh, he met with an accident, not us. We always think that something bad would never happen to us, but to someone else. You know, this Resident Evil female stunt woman, her arm got ripped off a socket. Young, beautiful, very beautiful girl. And now she can never work again. She's young, only in her 20s. Just Google search Resident Evil, that stunt woman. And she only got paid what? I think 10,000 or 100,000 as insurance by a company, a franchise that made 3 billion or something. She never thought it would happen to her. Then, think about in Dubai, UAE, this boy, Keralite boy who studied in my school, he went down to USA. Parents were overjoyed. They worked their whole life to send this boy to school, and finally went to US, going to get his citizenship. Parents, now they can retire. They can sit back, knowing that their son is settled down. Now he'll get married to a girl, for an Indian family. The boy got shot dead in a gas station. He didn't do anything. He just got shot dead. I remember this Pakistani family. They had this elder boy who was settled down in US. His sister, she was older, sorry. She settled down in US. Then they had 2 more other boys, young boys. They were in their 60s. And they were planning out to settle down in US. Pakistani family in UAE. Well-to-do, very modern. And that boy and that girl, eldest one, came down for a holiday, went to Wadi in UAE. And people in UAE would know this. They were part of St. Michael's Church, St. Michael, St. Mary's Church. There was a flash flood. They were just they were standing here like this. All of a sudden water came and just with rocks and smashed into them. Took their 4-wheel and their cars, and their bodies were into bits and pieces. They died. And the mother and father were left with only 2 small kids who could not earn, who were still schooling, where they had planned a life of retirement. They lost their children, their hope. And these poor parents, they had sacrificed everything for their children. Everything. Home and luxuries and everything to ensure the best education. What happened? Every day when I drive, I always have these images that my baby might die, my wife might die, I might die. There's not a single day that this thought doesn't cross my mind. I've even told my wife, if I get paralyzed or if I am not able to earn, I will kill myself. I will kill, because I'm sorry, but I'm not one of those who prefers to be like a vegetable on a wheelchair and have someone put their hand up my ass and take out the shit and feed me with a tube. I don't want to be a burden on anyone, man. I want to live a life worth living, not a life of misery and pain. Yeah, I know God is there and life is precious and this and that and all that bullshit. It's like these people who go against abortion. Oh, have a child. Yeah, have a child, bring it into the fucking world, but who's going to fucking take care of it? You? In a third world country like Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and Africa, who's going to take care? You will take care? You will pay the bills? Yeah, these Americans, pro-life, hey, pro-life. Who will take care? Bringing a child into the world is the easiest part. Who the fuck is going to take care? The government? And if you can't give the child a proper upbringing, the child ends up being a fucking burden on the world, man. Struggling, and look at the majority, what they're doing, struggling. And you will say, yeah, is it right to kill? Sometimes it's better. It's much better. It's like what? Collateral damage. What's the point of having... I know this lady in the market. She has 6 fucking kids. She sits in the market selling fried chicken. 6 kids. And now she's pregnant with the 7th. And all the 6 are playing around. She doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Who the fuck is hanging around with them. What maybe somebody is doing to them. Nothing. She doesn't even have money to take care of herself. So what? This is what you suggest? I know you'll say moral responsibility. Yeah, if the world used their common sense, we wouldn't have problems, would we? People don't use common sense, man. So, I just want to tell you that even though I'm not a basketball fan, just like when I came to know Michael Jackson's death or Steve Jobs' death, it makes you realize your time is coming. You just don't know what's going to happen. Yes, you can have these lessons like live life to the fullest and life is too short, hug the ones you love. Whatever lessons you undertake, take from it. But it really it brings life into perspective. You know, we fight about politics, we fight about opinions, religion, argue, hold grudges and all that bullshit. If you're dead or the other person's dead, finished, it's over. Yes, there are some people who deserve not just to die, but to suffer and make have a miserable life, like my stepfather. But then again, how would it benefit me? So, just sad what has happened, just really sad. And for those people who are paranoid about coronavirus, stop the fucking nonsense here. Just stop it. Nothing's gonna fucking happen to you. And if you're watching this video, trust me, nothing is gonna fucking happen to you. And if it does, just send me a fucking email so I know one out of all the great viewers, one got coronavirus. At least do your fucking research, man. People get the virus, but when they get healed, they don't die. I'm still going to go for my Burger King. I'm going to take my wife and my baby out and relax the fuck out, man. I'm going to be more concerned about driving, more concerned about coconuts falling on my head, and more concerned about how the fuck I'm going to make money to have a better quality life tomorrow. So these are my thoughts. Let me know what are yours. I keep it real. Yeah, and for those who fucking keep commenting stupid shit about me and whatever, go fuck yourself. Take care.